Hello, it's Alex and welcome to Hey Little Thrifter. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a book haul with a little bit of a difference. I recently went back to the UK on holiday. It's been a while since I've had any kind of break, let alone a proper holiday, so it was much needed and I got to spend time with my sister, so that was awesome. And yeah, it was just a really good time. And of course, while I was there, I had to go around a charity shop or two and I found a bunch of really awesome books, so yay. And most of the books in this haul are from charity shops and then a few are from second-hand bookshops, but yeah, all were really cheap and I couldn't leave them behind. Thankfully my suitcase was just under the weight limit, so yeah, it worked out pretty well. And first up is actually a book that my sister got for me before we visited, and it is Deathstone by Ruby Jean Jensen. This one was originally published in 1989 and it's about a couple of kids who find a ring and the little girl starts to wear the ring and she then starts to hear these voices and the voices are telling her to kill. So yeah, this seems like a good time and I'm really happy to add another Ruby Jean to my little collection of her books that I've been accumulating. And thank you again to my sister for nabbing this one for me. So onto the books I got from charity shops. I honestly don't remember which book came from which shop. I went to quite a few. So yeah, what I do know is they were all priced between like £1 and £2.50. So I had to think for a second there to go back from dollars to pounds. It took me so long to go from pounds to dollars when I moved here, and yeah, being back in the UK and trying to go back to the different things like that, it always takes me a second. Anyway, the first bunch, I was really pleased to find 4 Susan Hill novels. These were all from different shops. The only one that I've read so far by her is The Woman in Black, which is fantastic, 5-star, highly recommend, but yeah, I don't have a copy of it, so I was really pleased to find this and I definitely want to reread it sometime. And I found 3 others by her that I have not read yet. I've got The Man in the Picture and The Small Hand and The Mist in the Mirror. So yeah, 3 awesome looking stories. I have been wanting to read more Susan Hill for ages, so now I have no excuse. I got The Ritual by Adam Neville. I've seen the film adaptation of this and really enjoyed it, so I was really pleased to find the book because I've been wanting to read it. I've read a couple of his other novels and really enjoyed them, so yeah, I know I'm gonna like this one. I was really pleased to find a copy of Hex by Thomas Oldehoevelt, and this is a translated novel from Dutch and it's one I've heard really good things about. It's about a town who is haunted by a witch and it's set in modern day and it incorporates some like modern technology and social media, which is really interesting because I find a lot of horror tries to avoid all of that, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out. I got Dark Matter by Michelle Paver, and I really don't know much more about this one other than it is a ghost story, so yeah, just looking forward to going in not knowing much more than that. I was really happy to find The Upstairs Room by Kate Murray Brown. This is one I first heard about from Leanne at Literary Diversions. She really liked this one and the way she described it really piqued my interest. I think it's about a couple who move into a new house and there's something going on in this upstairs room. Again, don't need to know too much more about it other than that, but I was super happy to find this one because it's been on my wish list for quite a while. I found a copy of Halcyon by Rio Ewers, another one that I've heard really good things about and another one that I don't know too much about other than it is set in some kind of secluded retreat type scenario where people can go and live, and it follows a family who move there. And the tagline on the back says, "Halcyon is the answer for anyone who wants to escape, but paradise isn't what it seems." And when I saw this in a charity shop, I'd heard of it, but I didn't know what it really was about at the time. But I recognised the author, so I thought maybe I should grab it. And the deciding factor for me was I thought I would just check out the first page, and the first line is, "She saw the man with no hands first," and I was like, I'll take that please. Next up is The Crow Girl by Erik Axel, which I believe is a pseudonym for 2 authors. And also I think this originally came out in maybe 3 books, and then this is a bind-up of all 3, so it's a bit of a beast. This is a thriller, a crime thriller, and it's supposed to be pretty dark and disturbing, so yeah, definitely want to give this one a go sometime. I got The Chrysalids by Wyndham. I have not read any Wyndham yet. His most famous book is probably The Day of the Triffids, and he also wrote The Midwich Cuckoos, which was adapted into the film The Village of the Damned. So he's an author I'm well aware of, but have just never picked up any of his books. So yeah, was really happy to find this one. So that was it for the charity shop finds, and now on to a few second-hand bookshop finds. And I was really happy after finding The Chrysalids to find 2 more Wyndham books. So first up is Chucky, with this terrifying and amazing cover, and then also Web with an equally amazing cover. I mean, you can't go wrong with a skull covered in spiders. So yeah, I definitely need to read me some Wyndham soon. I got Fever Dream by George R.R. Martin. I think this is maybe more fantasy than horror, but it is a vampire novel, and it's set on a steamboat in the 1800s. So that sounds like a jolly good time. And last up is The Blue Lenses and Other Stories by Daphne du Maurier. I have read another short story collection of hers, which included Don't Look Now, which is a fantastic story, and the other ones in that collection were good too. So I was really pleased to stumble upon this one, and the kind of quick premise overview on the back sounded really intriguing. So happy to have this one, and definitely look forward to reading it one of these days. So those were all of my finds from my trip back to the UK. It was an awesome holiday, and yeah, kind of sad to be back to real life now, but so it goes. Let me know if you've read any of these books, and if there are any that you think I should pick up sooner rather than later. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Bye!